Okay, so in this quick video, we're going to go through SPSS 6 and in particular the part about recoding stressmo into three equal groups. I think it's probably going to be easier for you guys just to see me do this rather than rely on Palette. So anyways, it's real quick. I've got screenshots and this should be, you'll see how easy this is. It's not hard at all. Okay, so we're going to go under descriptive statistics and then to frequencies. Okay. So you get in there, and then we're going to have our whole list of variables off to the left, and we're going to select stressmo as our variable. Click OK. And this is the key part right here. You're going to select this part that says cut points for three equal groups. And what do we mean by three equal groups? What we're going to try to do is have an equal number of folks in the low group, the medium group, and the high group with regard to stress. Now, it won't be completely equal. So what we want to do, though, is find the cut points that will create groups that are as equal as possible based on the scores. Okay, so you're going to make sure this is clicked. You don't really need these other ones, but that one needs to be clicked and needs to say three equal groups. Hit continue. Okay, and then when you run the analysis, you're going to get this printout in the output, and basically it's going to give you cut points here. So 33rd percentile, or roughly the lowest third of scores, go up to a score of 5, and then the lowest 2/3 of scores, taking you to the 66.67th percentile, would be at a 7. Now, you could rely on this, but actually I rather look down here at the cumulative percentage table. And what you want to do is just go up to the closest spot where there's a break at 33%, and that'll identify 1/3 of the scores, right? So we're going to come up here and we see 32.5 is a score of 4, 43.5 is a score of 5. So I would pick the cut point right here at 4, okay? So it's not quite 33%, that's why it says 5 for the cut point here, but it's closer than 43.5. So we're going to pick a 4 here, and then we're going to look for the value that's closest to 66.67. And so we're going to come up here, and it sure looks like it's right here at a 7, right? Is the closest value to that. So this will define the difference from a 4. Well, really everything up to a 4 is going to be the low group. 5, 6, and 7 will be the middle group, and then anything above an 8, right, is going to be in the top group. Okay, so those are your cut points, a 4 and a 7. Now the next thing you're going to do is go to transform, hit recode into different variables. Okay, and we've used this screen before. Whoops. We've used this screen before. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to get stressmo, okay, and then you're going to create a new output variable. You've got to give that a new name because it's going to become a new variable, and this is going to be stress divided into three groups. So I just labeled that stress groups, okay, and basically we're just going to break stressmo down, which is a continuous variable, into three categories. Okay, so we'll have three groups. Okay, so we're going to enter that in here, then we're going to click change. When you hit change, it's going to push the new variable here. So it says stressmo is now being converted to stress three groups. Then you click old and new values. This is where you're going to enter in now your cut points. So we want to create the lowest value will be a 1. Okay, so that's the new value of 1. The range of scores will be from 0 to 4. You could have put in 1 to 4 there. Would give you the same number of folks. So 0 to 4, 1, and then you'll click add. And when you click add, it's going to move the old values and recode to a 1 for all of those values. So anybody scoring between 0 and 4 on stressmo is now recoded to a 1. We do that now for the other groups. So 5 through 7 becomes a 2, 8 through 10 becomes a 3. Click continue, and then you're going to get output that tells you, hey, we recoded stressmo. Okay, when you go to the variable view screen, you'll see that now you have at the very bottom of variable view the new variable, right? Stress three groups. There's its label. And if I go to data view, you'll see all of the cases have now been recoded under stress three groups. Now you can use those groups. Okay, so you've essentially created groups, categories of individuals based on their scores on stressmo, and assign them now to group 1, group 2, or group 3, and those numbers coincide to how severe their stress had been. So the 3 group is the high stress group, the 2 group is the medium stress group, and the 1 group is the low stress group. You might want to go back to variable view, and you'll notice with stress 3 groups, you can come over here, and this column right here is where you could put in labels for the different values. I haven't put anything in there, but you could go in here and say, okay, 1 equals low stress and 2 equals medium stress and so forth. Okay, so that's it. So not hard to do, but you'll need to be able to do that to answer that part of the question.